Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to resume what we have taken in the last lesson. So today we are going to complete a dot plot. Gives a visual way to organize and interpret data. As we said before, you can also use a frequency table to organize the data. A frequency table is a list of possible data values and how often each value occurs. Frequency tables can be used with a numerical or categorical data, as we said in the last lesson. So create a dot plot and a frequency table. The statistical question, how many chapters did you read last night, was asked to students in a book club. The number of chapters read were 4, 1, 5, 5, 8, 2, 2, 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 4. What's this? Create a dot plot for the data you have been given here. There are 20 data values. The lowest value is 0 and the greatest value, as you see, is 8. Use a number line from 0 to 8. Use a dot to represent each data value. The first data point is 4. The second data is 1. Okay, let's see. So I have from 0 to 8, and for here 1, I have just 1, and for 4 I have 1. Okay, repeat the process until all the data points are represented in the dot plot. Let's see how. I here repeated it. For 0 I have how many? 2 zeros, so right here just 2 dots. For 1 is repeated, as you see, 3 times, so I write 3 dots. For here, for number 3, just 1 time. For 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. 5, 1, 2. For 5 I don't have here 6 or 7, I have 1, 8.8. So summarize the data. Make some summarizing for the data. The dot plot shows the distribution of data. The center of the data is around 3. The center of the data is around 3. Okay, 3 chapters read. The greatest number of students read 4 chapters. Greatest number of students. The dots represent here the students. The greatest number of students read how many books? How many books? About 4 chapters of the book. 4 chapters of the book. So I have here how many students? I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 students. I want to recount this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, 6 students read 4 chapters of the book. However, the data shows that almost as many students read 2 chapters. I have also many students read how many? 2 chapters. How many students here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have here 5 students read 2 chapters, and I have 6 students read 4 chapters. So the range is 8 to 8 chapters minus 0. 8 to 8 minus 0 chapters equals 8 chapter. So 8 minus 0, the range 8 minus 0 will give me 8 chapters. You can also use a frequency table to organize the data. 0 number of chapters, 2 students here haven't read any chapter. I have here 3 students have read 1 chapter. 2 chapters have been read by 5 students, and so on. So moving to the other slide, I have here, I want to show you something here. Example, a class of students was asked the statistical question, how many hours did you study from Monday through Friday this week? their responses are shown here. Okay, as you see here, the table, not the table, the answer, the responses. Construct and interpret a data plot from these data. First, what should we do? We order data values from the least to the greatest. So I'm here ordering from the least till the greatest. Okay, from 8.5, 8.5, and write the repeated ones. Then write it in order from the least to the greatest. Then there are 30 data values. The least value of ours is 8.5. I know that the least is 8.5. The greatest number of ours is 16. The number line for the dot plot must be created using what? Intervals of 0.5. I should have 0.5 between the numbers, so the intervals must be the same size, and the intervals must be the same size, don't forget. Okay, so I have here from 8 until 16, so because we start from 8.5 actually, so I start here from 8. I can take 8 until 16, and I have here 0.5 in between. So, and respect that or the intervals must be the same size here, the intervals. So here plot the data points on the plot, on the dot plot. After doing the line, kindly put the plot, don't forget plot the data on that dot plot. So I have here the 8.5 is repeated how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then comes the 9 is repeated how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will here do what? Here I will put 5 9s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here it's written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I just counted this, excuse me. So this is 5 dots, right? So after this 10 will have 1, 2, of course 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 here dots, and then comes 11, just 1, 11.5, just 1, 12, 1, 2, 3, so 3 dots, and we don't have 12.5 or 13, so we're going to take 14, which is 1, 2, 3, so 3, 14.5, here I have 2 of them, 2, then 15, 3, then 16 will be 2. Okay, dear students, how are you today? Okay, the data values 8.5, 11.5, and 14.5 mean the scale must be 0.5. As I told you, units, a number line with a scale of 1 unit would not include the students who studied in 0.5 units of time. This is important note, as we told you here. The number of line must include all values with a scale of 0.5 between 8 and 16, even if there is no data for a point. For example, the values 12.5 and 13, as we mentioned, included on the number line. Okay, interpret the dot plot. How many hours did the greatest number of students study? The data value with the greatest number of dots here is 10, because they have 6 students here. How many hours did the least number of students study? The least here, okay, the least here you will find that for 11 and 11.5 they actually studied about what? About, we have here 1 student and here 1 student. Okay, the two values with the fewest number of dots are 11 and 11.15. What do the values with no dot above them represent? The study time for all students is shown on the dot plot. This means 0 students studied, 0 students studied, neither 8 nor 9.5 or 10.5 and 12.15. All of the numbers here is empty, so no students studied there in this. What do you notice about the variability? The data shows variability as the points are spread out. The range is 7.5. The range is 7.5. 1/2 of the data points fall between what? 8.5 and 10 hours. 8.5 and 10 hours. So here I have the number of study hours seems to be different among students. The data shows a skewed right here, skewed right. So distribution, skewed right distribution here, this is the skewed right distribution, because the data value focus here are clustered on the left of the graph and spread out on the right, clustered here in the left and just spread out in the right. So it's called skewed right. This results in a graph that appears to have a tail on the right. So this is like a tail in the right. We call it what? We call it skewed right distribution. Okay, in a skewed left distribution, there are fewer data values on the left. The graph appears to have a tail on the left, not in this example, in an opposite example here, but here I have a right skewed distribution, as you see. In example 3 here, the same class of students was then asked the statistical question: how many hours did you study last weekend? The dot plot shows their responses. Weekend study hours, I have here from 0 to 5, 0.51 and so on. Time in hours here, weekend study. Dot plots work well for smaller data size sets. Yeah, of course. What patterns do you notice here about the variability of the data? The data here, can you see this? The data points are spread out. They are spread out. We have no tails here. So the range is 5 hours. The range is 5 hours. Why? The highest, the greatest 5 minus the least 0. 5 minus 0 will give you 5. The data distribution shows variability. The number of study hours is different from student to student. It differs from one to another. What do you notice about the shape of the distribution here? The shape here is close to a uniform distribution. A uniform distribution has data value that are equally spread around across the range. It's almost equally, so it's called a uniform distribution. And I have told you about the skewed right distribution and skewed left distribution and the normal distribution, the bell one. So I want you to know this information first. Do you know that the river with the lowest elevation in the world is the Jordan River in the Middle East area? The length of the river is more than, do you know that, 360 kilometers. So each person in a group was asked the number of times that they have visited Jordan. Okay, by the way, Jordan, yes, river. The data set include 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 8, 2, 8, 10, 8, 8. So I have here the dot plot, constructed dot plot of this data. Now I have this dot plot, number of times visited and the times of students visited Jordan River. So I have here from 1 until 11. Okay, in between I have all the numbers here. It should be here in between 1 and 11. So I have here how many 2's, just 1 2, and how many it appears 3, no. So after 2, 3, I don't have 3. So after 3, the 4, I have how many 4's here? 1. It appears how many times? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Focus, yes, 4, and I put here 4 dots. Then 5, I don't, yes, I do have 5. Yeah, if I open my eyes, I'll see the 5 1 dot. It appears 1 time. 6 I don't have, 7 I don't have, and 8 I have. Let's count together: 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I have 4 dots of 8. Then 9 I don't have. I do have 1, 10. I put it here. Okay, and then complete my slide. Okay, complete the frequency table. Don't forget that we have a frequency table, and it's very simple. Ages of children in the children's section at the library here. I have 5, 8, 4, 8, 4, 7, 10, 8, 5, 4, 3, 8, 4. I write here the age of the children in children's area of the library. I have here the age and here the number of children. So here 1 appears how many times? I don't forget to order them from the least to the greatest. So I have here 1, it appears no time, it doesn't appear. So 2, it doesn't appear only as 1. I have 3, it appears here just 1 time, yes. And here what appears 4 times? It appears 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 number that appears 4 times, the 4 digit. So the 5 is appeared here how many times? 1, 2 times. Then 6, it doesn't appear here. 7, just 1 time. 8, 4 times if you count. 9, no, I can see it, I can see 9, so it's 0 number of children. 10, yes, just 1 child. So this is easy now. Okay, moving to the other slide. Okay, we are almost done. The type of vegetables bought by customers. This is an example. The type of vegetables bought by customers at a farmer's market. Lettuce, broccoli. Here I have carrots. Yes, carrots again. Lettuce again. Corn, broccoli, lettuce, broccoli, green beans, corn, carrots, lettuce. So vegetables bought at the farmer's market. I have vegetables in the number of customers. So broccoli, I count the broccoli and I found 3. Carrots, how many? 3 here. Corn, I have 2. Green beans, just 1 time it appears. Then lettuce 5 times. Then construct a dot plot for each data set in the previous section. Set the categories of vegetables in the alphabet order. So what should I do? I do the plot as the previous examples. Now it's simple. Now we have almost covered all the lesson. Okay, but I want to ensure that you have understood this. So look at the dot plots, fill in the answers. Books read by the 6th grade students during the school year. I have here the dot plot shows this is skewed right to distribution, skewed right distribution, skewed right distribution. So there are how many observations? You just count all the dots here, it will give you 20. Okay, the lowest data point is 1. Excellent. The greatest data point is 5. The greatest is 5. Okay, why here the highest 5 and the lowest here is 1? Okay, the greatest point is 5. The range here is 5 minus the 1. 5 minus 1. Okay, so it will be, the range will be 4. Okay, my dear students, I want to show you this one. Yes, the dot plot shows now skewed left distribution, skewed left distribution, and look at the difference between them. This is skewing what? Is skewing right, the small dots here and the large dots here, the highest here. So it's called right distribution, and here it's called skewed left distribution. Okay, the sample size is 20. Yes, 20. The lowest data is 1. Don't forget 1. I'm not looking at this, I'm looking at it. When I'm talking about the range, I take this 1, the least, and the greatest one is 5. So the range here 5 minus 1 and gives you 4. By that we have covered all the lesson. So kindly study well from Google Classroom, all Google Classroom YouTube presentations, and from the PowerPoint presentations. Do your homework, listen to your mom at home, wash your hands, keep home, keep safe. Hope you understood everything. If you have any question, don't hesitate to do what? To send them on Google Classroom, and I'll answer all of your questions, my dear students. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.